While mining is the latest fad that's grabbing everyone's attention, we also want to let you know that it's alright if it isn't something that interests you and you don't want to do it. So in this video, we'll be going over our top reasons why GPU mining just might not be for you. I'm a bit of a fan of GPU cryptocurrency mining. What? I know, right? Total shocker! It's not like I've been almost incessantly talking about it for the last few months and even built my own 6-card mining rig tricked out with the sickest RGB lighting that you ever did see. Yes, I'm really enjoying mining right now, but there's no way to sugarcoat the fact that it's definitely not everyone's cup of Earl Grey. Without wasting any time, let's jump into the biggest reason: cost. For some inexplicable idea, a few people seem to believe that building a decent mining rig is an easily attainable goal that everyone can reach if they save up for a month or two. It is not. While anyone with a good enough GPU can mine some delectable coins, seriously getting into it requires some lofty startup capital. How much dough are we talking about? Well, let's say you want to build a simple 6-card mining rig with one of the most profitable graphics cards on the market right now, NVIDIA's Montrose GTX 1080 Ti, which currently earns between $6 and $10 per day depending on the time of day and the source that you're asking. Anyway, 6 decent new 1080 Ti's alone will cost you around $5,400, about $900 per card. After that, you'll also need to factor in the price of the rest of the components. Luckily, you can cheap out a little bit on those other than the power supply, which needs to be rated at least bronze for the very least for efficiency purposes. But in total, just to round things out a little more, you're looking at dropping almost $6,000 for a beastly 6-card rig. Of course, that's a pretty extreme example since most people don't go straight for super pricey 1080 Ti's for the first mining rig. Still, even starting off with 6 RX 588 gigs, which are still priced far higher than they should be, you're looking at an initial investment of around $2,600 or $430 per card. That's a lot of money. Money you're not guaranteed to earn back. And this doesn't even take into account that every single GPU on the face of the earth right now is basically out of stock and therefore has insanely high mega price gouging prices happening right now. $700 for a GTX 1070? No, thank you. Sure, you can cheap out on everything and build just a single card rig like I mentioned in my cheapest mining rig possible video, but even then, getting a 1-card mining system at this point will set you back several $100s. It's not like you can get into this for next to nothing. Some parts might cost next to nothing, but you won't be able to skimp on the pricing of the parts that will actually carry the load of the mining. And while the components needed will be the most costly part of the rig, they definitely aren't the only cost to take into consideration. Depending on where you live, electricity costs can make the profit from your rig seem almost too low to even bother. Mining uses a ton of electricity because your GPU is running at full tilt 24/7, so it's definitely something to keep in mind. Let's look at a single RX 588 gig. Without electricity costs and the card running at dead stock, it should be able to bring in about $4.18 per day. That's pretty good for free money. But let's say you live somewhere where electricity costs you around 12 cents per kilowatt hour. At that rate, that $4.18 per day drops to $3.64. While that doesn't seem all that bad, it's still a significant profit reduction, and it'll be even worse in countries where electricity costs are much higher, going up to 35, sometimes even 50 cents per kilowatt hour. There are more costs that might arise further down the road, but this should be enough to give you a pretty good idea of just how expensive it can be to really get into this hobby. And then let's not even talk about cooling them with air conditioning, because then we're just getting out of whack. And for the secondary hindrance for mining, beyond the physical cost of actually buying everything needed for a mining rig, you'll also need to invest a substantial amount of time. Sure, as long as you have a practical frame to work with and at least a rudimentary understanding of how to build a PC, actually putting all the parts together can be a quick and fun endeavor. But after that is where the real fun begins. Firstly, there's a high probability that not all of the parts will like working together at first. While building and trying to set up my 6-card rig, I had an issue where one of the cards in the system wasn't registering at all. After days of troubleshooting and copious amounts of monsters later, I discovered that one of the PCI Express risers I bought was faulty and had to be replaced. But maybe you'll have far more luck and everything will work as intended. You're all set, right? No, not even close. After the prerequisite hours of finding and installing the correct drivers for your hardware, it's time to optimize the system for maximum profitability. Fortunately, there are a ton of guides online for which settings should work the best for your specific cards. Unfortunately, it's not an exact science, and even watching those videos takes a significant amount of time. Finding the perfect balance between mining performance and low power power draw is a tedious, time-consuming, but wholly essential affair. After the initial setup and your system is finally up and mining that alluring internet moolah, it's all smooth sailing, right? Well, sure, until it's not. The likelihood that your rig will keep mining at its full potential without fail 24/7 is pretty dang low. PC software and hardware being PC software and hardware will mean that you'll need to regularly check up on your system to make sure it's doing what it's supposed to, and doing it well. If it isn't, get ready for some more lengthy troubleshooting sessions, which usually happens late at night because that's just how these freaking things work. I mean, not only did I do 3 straight live streams of actually me building this system, but then I spent an entire 5 hours troubleshooting it on stream with everybody offering their suggestions and not getting anywhere close to the bottom of the issue. Making sure the mining rig is running properly will take you a significant amount of time if things do go wrong. But of course, I'm gonna have people in the comments being like, my mining rig runs 24/7 and it's been doing it for 150 days straight. Brett, what are you talking about? Well, to you, I have to say, wow, you're just really lucky. The thirdly issue you're likely to face is environmental in nature. No, I'm not referring to the fact that high electricity usage is bad for the environment, even though it totally is. Rather, I'm referring to how a mining rig can drastically change the environment it's in, and usually not for the better. What am I talking about, you ask? Heat and noise. Listen to this. It's not even under load right now. That's what it sounds like. I know it's a bit of a meme that if you're in one of the colder parts of the world, the heat produced from a mining rig can be a pretty efficient way of heating up a room, and for the most part, that's fairly accurate. But I can't stress just how much of a pain in the butt it can be during any part of the summer or anywhere with a tropical climate, just like it is summer right here in South Africa right now. Even with adequate ventilation, creative fan placement, undervolting your cards, and what other ingenious methods you employ, the room you decide to stick the system in will become a sauna right quick. Of course, you could stick in an air conditioner in there with the miner, which should mitigate the heat fairly well, but I can almost guarantee that running the AC all day, every day will consume a heck of a lot more electricity than the miner, which will massively eat into the profits you stand to make. Even if you can endure the heat though, or as I mentioned, live in a colder climate where the heat is welcome, you wouldn't be out of the woods just yet. You know how certain graphics cards get super loud while playing certain games because of the load it's under? Yeah, now imagine that multiplied by 6. GPU mining rigs aren't the loudest things around. That honor belongs to ASIC miners. But the noise they produce is certainly not pleasant. Unless you and everyone you live with are prepared to permanently walk around with the headphones on, you're probably going to want to stick the miner in a soundproof closet, garage, or an unused room somewhere. So you've got the cash, the technical know-how, and time to set everything up, and you understand that living with a mining rig comes with certain drawbacks. Cool, so it's time to sit back and watch all that crypto dough roll in, right? Yes, absolutely. With a well-optimized and maintained mining rig setup, mining can be more than worth your while right now. See, my main issue with pumping real money into any sort of mining setup is that nothing is guaranteed. Just because your mining hardware can be profitable right now, there's no guarantee that it'll still be that case tomorrow. The cryptocurrency world is a dynamic place where everything can go belly up in a matter of hours. The coins you've been mining for the past few months could end up being completely worthless. ASIC miners for the algorithm you're mining could be developed, pushing out everybody in the market with GPUs, and so many other unpredictable factors, making investing in a GPU mining rig kind of risky. Of course, those are worst case scenarios, and the versatility of the GPU miners is one of their biggest strengths. But anyone who tells you that it's without risks or guarantees returns is bamboozling you, just like that fan did. Now, no one in their right mind can deny that cryptocurrency mining can be extremely profitable. With an optimized 6-card RX 580 rig, with each card pumping out an Ethereum hash rate of around 30 megahash per second, each card on the rig can be earning about $4.11 at current profitability. That's $24.66 per day for the entire rig. And I don't know too many people who couldn't use that sort of passive income, especially here in South Africa and other countries where the dollar might go a little further. But look, mining isn't a get-rich-quick scheme. Only after that do you actually start to see any real profit. If you don't want to practice patience in this particular game, you're not going to have a good time. Profitability in the GPU mining arena and the crypto market in general is hilariously volatile, and your rig might take longer to pay itself off than you expected, or it may never pay itself off. Such is the nature of the beast. However, consider that if profitability does stay at the same level, not only do you pay off an entire $2,600 mining rig, but then you earn that amount back in another 4 to 6 months, which is basically like doubling your money in such a short amount of time, and I can't really think of another investment that allows you to do that kind kind of returns, which is also why I'm totally skeptical on like wholeheartedly recommending it, because to some extent it feels like this can't last forever. But at the same time, like it has lasted long enough that so many people have put money into mining rigs to get it right back out and then to put it into more mining rigs, and then the cycle continues and they make a lot of money. But look, if you're going to mine, GPU mining is probably still your best bet. Other than ASIC miners, GPU mining rigs have the best likely resale value. If you decide that mining isn't your cup of crypto tea before your rig pays itself off, you can resell all of the components at pretty decent prices to either break even or even make a bit of a profit. Something that you'll struggle to do with an ASIC machine. I mean, I bought my Vega cards a few months ago and then I sold them for the same amount that I bought them for months down the line after we made all of our videos. So pure profit. And if the coin you're mining decides to crap the bed and mining it becomes unprofitable, GPUs can very easily switch to other currencies that are profitable to mine. ASICs can do this to some degree, yes, but to a much, much smaller extent. Okay, so while it might seem a little contradictory considering everything I've explained in the video so far, I don't think GPU mining is a bad idea. Far from it. I'd be lying if I said I haven't earned more than my fair share from mining, and there are tons of people making enough from it to earn a very decent living. The point of this video isn't to dissuade you from getting into mining. The point is to show you that it's not a cheap, easy, or fast way to land yourself on some Forbes top 100 list or whatever. If you're going to do it right. Do as much research as you can, get educated on how mining and cryptocurrencies work in general, be prepared to put in the effort, and understand that even though it can be ridiculously lucrative right now, it can all fall apart at the drop of a hat. But once all of that's done, build your rig and enjoy that new passive income. Alternatively, there is the possibility of entering into a cloud mining contract with companies like Hashflare and Genesis Mining. They allow you to get some of the benefits of mining crypto coins, but without the downfalls of the hardware itself. But they come with their own issues that make me weary of recommending them. So if you're interested in learning more about that, you can check out our video on cloud mining right up there. And then, of course, there's the option of investing money to make money in the crypto world, which can be insanely lucrative, incredibly devastating, or downright middling, depending on how you engage with it. But investing is a topic that I'm going to avoid more than a zombified cat. Devilish creatures. But whether you're looking to build a mining rig or a gaming rig, Wootware should be your go-to store if you live in South Africa. With phenomenal prices, a great selection, and not to mention world-class customer service, Wootware is the easy option for everything that you need for your rig in South Africa. So if you're in South Africa, be sure to head on over to wootware.co.za to begin wooting up your PC. The link will be in the video description, and big thanks to Wootware for actually sponsoring all of the hardware necessary to make this mining rig possible and for us to be able to even make these videos. So thanks, Wootware, we really appreciate you. But what do you all think? Have any of you stayed away from mining for these exact reasons? Have you just gotten into mining and learned how to live with these things? Let me know either down in the comments or over on Twitter. I am at UFDisciple. Be sure to smash that like button if you enjoyed this video. If you're looking to support us here at the UFD Tech channel, you can use our Amazon affiliate code down in the video description when picking up your mining equipment if you decide to go for it in spite of the pitfalls. It won't cost you an extra cent, but it helps us out a lot. Anyways, I'm Brett with the UFD Tech channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Cheers. See that? One of the benefits that they don't tell you about mining rigs, they smell very nice.